Daredevil Born Again has done one of those impossible scenarios, aka it started off low, actually shockingly low on Rotten Tomatoes, and as episodes continue to come out and as people submit their reviews, it's skyrocketed up in ratings. So Daredevil Born Again, when it came to Rotten Tomatoes, in that initial wave of reviews, the first section of reviews, which got to be around 30 to 40 reviews, the series was in the low 50s. And, well, a lot of people automatically dismissed the series and didn't want to watch it. Now, what I found interesting was that all these reviews were based on people getting to watch the entire series. As Disney did the unthinkable, which they never do, and that's just give reviewers the full season up front. Like, they never do this. So the fact that the ratings were that low was concerning. But what I find more interesting is that when individual outlets who didn't take those screeners decided to review episode by episode and submit their reviews, the score ends up getting higher and higher. Starting out in the low 50s, and ending up in the high 80s is something you don't typically see almost ever. And again, the interesting part to me here is the fact that it's all these individual episode by episode reviews that are submitted and then convert into the entire series review by the outlets that are actually raising the reviews. And a lot of these, I would say, higher scores, especially with individual episodes, start with episode 3, and they just pick up steam as the series goes, which makes me question, what were the early reviewers watching and reacting to? And were they wrong? And I'm not saying, they're all wrong. Everybody's got an opinion. But to unanimously, across the board, be the early reviewers that were like, this isn't good. You guys are going to be disappointed. It's not as good as the Netflix series. It's actually one of Marvel Studios' worst, to then have everybody else be like, what were you guys watching? Makes me think that people were underrating the series, afraid of giving it higher scores, and they were like, well, I want to give it an 8.5 or a 9, but man, I can't. What if I'm wrong? Better give it a 6.5 or a 7 to just be right there. The good old safe IGN review, right? And I'm not criticizing IGN. I like IGN, but they hand out so many 7s. And a 7 is as safe as it gets. People will riot and refuse to play games if it's a 6. And if it's an 8, people are like, guaranteed, I'm going to get it. 9, I have to get it. A 7 is like, well, maybe I'll check it out. And I think that that's what was happening with Born Again, to be real with you. And look, whatever the case is, everybody has opinions, but it's interesting that the series started off so low, and now everybody's like, nah, this is definitely one of the best things Marvel Studios has done ever. So, where was the disconnect between critics that saw it early and the critics that saw the finished thing as it aired? And I know for a fact, it's not that the early screeners were unfinished. They were complete, fully done. So, what happened? Thank you for checking out that video, and thank you for your continued support. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, do whatever you will, and if you're so inclined and would like some additional content from us, which includes unfiltered content and bonus discussions, we do offer exclusively in our member section. We hope to see you there. So, thank you for watching, and have a good one.